Hello everybody, this is Sigh finally, and I'm Clary. Welcome to our weekly gaming rambling news show. This isn't going to be a structured show. I'm going to talk about things over the past week, new news stories that have come my way. Uh, Things that are important to me, things that I think are important to the people who will eventually be watching this channel, as I don't have very many viewers yet. First up, big one, tomorrow, April 12th, probably today if you're watching this video, we are getting a Nintendo Direct. This will be the first Nintendo Direct since the release of the Switch. I don't know how many of you remember the previous one, but of course it was mostly Fire Emblem and 3DS. I'm expecting this one to be quite a bit more Switch. I don't expect we'll see too much new from Nintendo. We're going to see a lot of ARMS, probably get a release date for that. We're going to see a lot of Splatoon. I doubt we will see any Mario. As badly as I want Mario, my most anticipated game this year on console, on PC, it's Dawn of War 3, which comes out later this month. But I'll get to that later this month. So what do I hope to see from Nintendo? Games. Third-party games. First-party games. I'm hoping for at least 2 or 3 announcements. I'm hoping we get something new from Nintendo, a new IP, something that maybe isn't coming this year. But it's going to come. Of course, I don't expect to see very much Mario Kart. We're going to have that in a couple of weeks here. There's not everybody's played it on the Wii U. People who have the DLC know what they're getting. I don't think that's the way to lead the conference. I really believe that it's a little more than a waste of time. I think we're going to see a lot of ARMS. I think we're going to get a few 3DS games, but I think this one's mostly going to be based on Switch. And that's a good thing. Unfortunately, my Switch is out for repair. The thumbstick on my right Joy-Con became mush. It no longer worked. The functionality didn't work. And Nintendo forced me to send in the whole console, the tablet and both Joy-Cons, to get a fix, even though I had other means of playing the console. I don't understand that part, but that's another Nintendo complaint for another day. Another big release, not Nintendo specifically, but it is releasing on the Switch, and that is the platform I completely plan on playing it on, is Yooka-Laylee. It's been a long time since I've seen a unique 3D platformer, and that's what this looks like. I'm extremely excited for it. Unfortunately, until my Switch comes back from Nintendo, I won't be able to give you guys my impressions on it. I could buy it on any one of the other platforms, but Switch is what I've been looking to play it on all along. Now that I've finished Zelda with my 215-hour game save, there wasn't much for me to play but except for Snake Pass. I'm not a big Bomberman guy. Other games like I Am Setsuna I had long ago beaten. So it wasn't looking like there was much on the horizon for me aside from Mario Kart, which I didn't play because I didn't get into the Wii U. PlayStation news, Uncharted: The Lost Legacy has finally gotten a release date. Gamers will be able to play August 22nd in North America. Originally this was DLC and I wasn't that excited for it. I'm not a big DLC guy usually, except for the upcoming Zelda DLC, which I'll get into in another video. But this has turned out to be a totally different game. It's releasing for $40 US, $50 Canadian. I am Canadian, as you can probably tell by my accent. I'm more than willing to pay $50 for any Uncharted adventure as long as it's not just a uh, torn piece of DLC that should have been included in the game in the first place. I totally trust Naughty Dog. They haven't done me wrong. So we'll see what comes out of it. I'm certainly looking forward to it. For those Sony fans who didn't know, there's been a leak of a poster for Destiny 2. If you're a Destiny fan, it looks like you'll be getting Destiny 2 on September 8th. I'm looking forward to it. I didn't love the original Destiny, but I did put a lot of time into it. I thought it was a lot of fun playing with friends, but I didn't enjoy the quest stuff. I didn't think there was enough content, and I didn't stick it out. I don't know what was added. I know there was DLC packs. I know different stuff came with it after, but it's looking like they've fixed a lot of the problems that came with the original, and I'm looking forward to giving this a shot. We'll see on September 8th if these posters are true. And of course, on the Xbox front, unless you've been living under a rock, you know that Microsoft announced the specs for Scorpio this week. According to them, uh, the GPU is capable of 6 teraflops. This CPU is the same as the Xbox. It's overclocked, I believe, to 2.2 gigahertz, uh, maybe 8 core, but same architecture. Uh, there's a lot of flops in there, but honestly, with the power this thing has, uh, unless Microsoft is willing to take a huge loss, the only flop that's going to matter is going to be the one at retail. I'm not an Xbox hater. I don't own an Xbox One because I just think it's superfluous. Everything on it is on my PC. Generally plays better on my PC. But this is Microsoft's grab at creating, I believe, a new generation. I don't think, as much as they're saying this is the next iteration of the Xbox One, I don't believe that. I think that this will play Xbox One games. It always will. But there's going to be Scorpio games. There's going to be games that will not play on the Xbox One. Um, I think it's going to take a while. The first year or two, everything will be Xbox One Scorpio. But as developers create more and more lifelike games, better graphics, better effects, I think we'll see games coming out for Scorpio only, and that's going to anger fans. It would anger me if I had bought an Xbox One and just a couple of years later the Scorpio's on the market. It angered me with the PS4 Pro. I will not buy a Pro, especially considering they didn't put a high definition a 4K Blu-ray player in it. What? But I've got mixed feelings on this. I understand Microsoft is behind in this generation. I understand Microsoft has to find a way to catch up. I don't think this is it. I think the way to do it was exclusives. Unfortunately, they've canceled every exclusive. Every exclusive that people were looking forward to is just gone. I mean, Forza, 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 Halo, Forza. That's all they seem to want to give us. Uh, People aren't going to buy a console for third-party games. The PS4 is, in my opinion, a superior console, which doesn't make a lot of difference to me. I enjoy my Switch so far as much or more as I enjoy both my PC and my PS4. But you need to have exclusive games. Nintendo has exclusive games. Sony has exclusive games. Microsoft has nothing coming. It's sad, Microsoft, how far you have fallen. Just a generation ago, you were the king of video gaming. But here we are. It's 2017. All we've got is specs, no game reveals, no, just nothing to show us. Forza. I don't care about Forza. I know there's a large percentile of your players who enjoy the game, but Forza is not for me. You could have shown Battlefront 2 running in 4K. That would have got me excited. Uh, Even more excited had you been able to convince DICE to make it an Xbox exclusive, Scorpio 4K exclusive. I would have bought a reasonably priced Scorpio had games like that been shown. Of course, they've got the E3 conference coming on, I believe, Sunday this year. Sunday afternoon. They've changed it up, which I think is a good thing. Get ahead of the competition. They better have stuff to show, because if it's just showing off this new console, I don't expect Microsoft to be around next generation. Everybody talks about Nintendo. Nintendo has IPs that will never fail. Zelda will never fail. We just got what is, in my opinion, the greatest game of all time. I don't even have to do a review of it. Zelda Breath of the Wild is the best game I've ever played. Yes, I've played The Witcher 3. I loved it. It's right behind Zelda for me. Yes, I've played a million other games that people think are just fantastic, but Zelda is what does it. The games are what does it. I don't need power, Microsoft. I need games. If you aren't going to show those at E3, the Scorpio is dead in the water. They have to be exclusive. They have to be important. We'll see. Can they do it? Hey, those guys, they've pulled it off before. They made some serious missteps with the Xbox One. They stumbled out of the gate and wasted resources on things that weren't important, things that never should have been done, things that never should have been said, such as locking games to consoles, which I don't personally have a problem with because I buy everything digitally anyway. But there's a large segment of the population who still buy games at retail. I wish that would die. I think if the retail market died, the digital market would even itself out. Devs would make more money. Game prices would go down. But we aren't going to see that until stores are taken out of the equation. And one final piece of news: Bayonetta has dropped on Steam. Personally, I've never been a fan of Bayonetta. Played it way back when it released on PS3. A friend of mine brought it here, lent it to me for a weekend. I tried to get into it. The combat system just wasn't my style. I love the characters. I love the look. But it just wasn't the type of game I could get into. That said, I had no complaints about it. The game handled flawlessly. The controls were amazing. The graphics were great. It just wasn't my style of game. I don't like those super fast combo beat 'em ups. I like a game that requires strategy, and I'm sure people will tell you that that game does require strategy when you get deeper into it. But I never enjoyed it. But that doesn't change the fact that I think millions did. So if you ever wanted to play the game and never had the chance because you never owned a console before, head on over to Steam. It's I'm not sure the price, but it's there on the marketplace, and I hope you guys enjoy it. From Sigh Finally, this is Clary Carrier signing off until next week. I hope you enjoyed our show. You can follow me at Sigh Finally, SIGHFINALLY, on the Twitter. And please comment and like below. Subscribe to our videos and converse with me. This channel's new. We need subscribers. We need a community. And hopefully we'll get there.